What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in another video on the channel, and today, as you can see, we've got ourselves a nice Chinese food feast. Now, this is the highest rated Chinese food restaurant in my area. I've only eaten there once, but it was a long time ago. I would say probably like almost 10 years ago, and I was in the mood for Chinese food. I decided to look through Grubhub and see the highest rated. This place is called Boulevard Chinese Restaurant. It is located in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. It has 898 reviews and it has a 5-star rating. That is very impressive. So I decided I wanted to see what the hype was about. Now, when I went there, all I did was ask them their most popular items, which I checked on Grubhub, and they obliged me with an assortment of different things that I'm very, very excited to try. So let me just go through what we have here. I will start with the beginning. We've got house special pan-fried udon noodles. House special just means it has a lot of vegetables and all of the proteins that you would get. So the shrimp, the pork, the beef, the chicken. That sounded like a DMX. The chicken. I'm losing my mind. It's been a very, very long day. I have an order of steamed dumplings. They're pork dumplings. I had fried dumplings on Sunday for Sushi Sunday, so I wanted to try steamed dumplings just to kind of change it up a little bit. They're cheese wontons, which is, I think, their most popular appetizer item. They threw that in for me. I wasn't going to get it because I'm not the biggest fan of cheese wontons because usually they're very like hard and crispy, but we're going to see what those are about. Now, we've got an order of boneless spare ribs with pork fried rice. That was also on their most important. They're all on the most popular, so I could probably stop saying that. Chicken wings, you know the chicken wing vibes from Chinese food. I always love Chinese chicken. It was up there, so I said, oh yeah, we're getting that. They threw in an order of sweet and sour chicken, and I got some Mongolian barbecued beef, as well as an egg roll. That is the lineup. I'm super excited to try that. I also got to talk to you about this. See this right here? Okay, these right here are called Nuts for Nuts. If you are from the tri-state area, if you have been to New York City, they are sold all over the city in push carts. I really am just absolutely in love with these nuts. These are the mixed nuts, so there's a lot of different kinds in here. Pecans, peanuts, almonds, cashews. So this is the full assortment. It cost me about $7. Now, the reason that I got them actually was because I was Christmas shopping in the mall. I usually don't go to the mall. I don't like it very often because I'm not the biggest fan of crowds, but especially in this day and age. But when I saw this, it took me back to those days of going to New York City, especially during Christmas time. Everybody goes see the tree at the Rockefeller Center. If you're not familiar with, there's a huge tree at the Rockefeller Center. And I never cared about the tree. All I cared about was these nuts. I go to Yankee games, I get these nuts. I go to anything, I had to get these if I saw the push cart. So when I saw this in here, I had to get it. It's in a kiosk in the Garden State Plaza in Paramus, New Jersey. If you are in this area and you don't want to go to the city, I suggest you pick yourself up some Nuts for Nuts. I'm going to try these right away because it's just going to bring back the vibes. What they are almost, they cook them and coat them in this batter, like this candy, toffee. Just look, just get in here real quick. This is the pecan, check this out. And don't give me the pecan stuff, okay? Just let me live. Look at this coating on here. Just look at that. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna bring me back. Now these are spicy pecans, but oh, they got a little kick to them too. It's like this candy toffee coating. Just look at it again. Look at that. Oh my God. You have no idea the happiness that I get when I have these. I'm not saying it. You can see on this one. Look at that. You can see on this one. No. They're so addictive. And I never had these spicy ones before. They give me a lot of pecans. And they come in these little clusters. I can't. We're gonna eat them. I will eat that whole thing tonight. They're so good. Like this buttery toffee. I don't know what they put in these, but whatever it is, it's highly addictive. And highly delicious. Alright, cool. Oh, it's so good. Alright, so I got some cashews, some peanuts, almonds, whole 9 yards. One time for you. Oh my goodness, hold on. I used to get like 4 bags of these when I was in the city. Every single time. In high school, they'd take us on, I'm sorry for a full mouth. They'd take us on class trips to the Rockefeller Center. We would see NBC Studios. They were really cool. And Christmas Spectacular, which is like a musical with the Rockettes, you know, the not that matters. All I cared about was this. They would give us an hour to walk around Times Square, and I'd be back. I'd come back with like a backpack full of peanuts. I'm not joking. Because I got them for everybody in my family. Everybody in my family loves them too. And it just brings me so much joy. I'm so glad that they have these in New Jersey now. Oh. I'll eat this whole thing. We'll be doing a nut mukbang, which is not weird. Sounds like something that belongs on a different website. Also got Diet Coke. I'm sorry, Diet Pepsi today for the vibes. In case anybody's wondering, people like to know what we're drinking on. I already poured it. But let's get into some of this stuff. I'm gonna start with a dumpling. Let's start with dumpling? Let's start with a dumpling. Steamed dumpling. They're handmade. I asked. They do make these by hand. And I'm so ready to have one. Good pork. What it actually reminds me of, especially when I get some of that soy garlic on there, it reminds me of pork buns, the consistency. They're very soft and they're not doughy. I've eaten a lot of steamed dumplings from a lot of Chinese food spots. This is one of the better ones I've had. I'm starting to see why, just from trying this, why this place gets really high ratings. Also super excited to try this. Cheese wontons. I told the lady working next that I don't really like cheese wontons. She said, don't worry, these will change your mind. So we're gonna find out. They're not hard. Of course the top is crispy. You see? But this part, nice and soft. Almost like a cream cheese scallion going on in the middle. And you get a little bit of that garlic in there. They did them right. They did them right. A lot of times when I get these, the whole thing is rock hard at different places. And these are just, I usually struggle to chew them. You can see how much cheese they put in there. And you can also see the scallion kind of cream cheese vibe they got going on the inside. And they don't skimp on it. And you hear me say that a lot in recurring themes with stuffed things, even with dumplings. Roll my sleeves up for this one. Okay. Okay. Udon noodles. Thick noodles. Fat noodles. Delicious noodles. I've had udon noodles a lot. You can see that again. They don't skimp with the inside, the interior. This is a normal Chinese food place too. This is not upscale. The prices were there very, very reasonable. Is that bok choy? The crunch from there, from the vegetables. The noodles are perfect to me. Look how big that vegetable is right there. They're perfectly cooked to me because they're I'm not gonna lie. There's a little hint of spice going on in the back. They're not ridiculously oily. See if I can just get you one noodle. I gotta get a long one. There you go. They're not crazy covered in oil. But you still get that flavor that you want. Wow. There's enough shrimp, enough chicken that I'm seeing here. I'm getting proteins in every bite. Beef is good too. I would be but the noodles have just enough bite, just enough chew to them that you feel like you're eating udon noodle, but they're not doughy. And they taste like they actually made them. I don't know if they made them by hand or if they did, but I'd be hard pressed to see if they didn't. They have a fresh noodle taste, which is not common when you go to, you know, the location of this place. I keep eating these, I can't stop. It's a hole in the wall. It's next to a 7-Eleven and a Subway in like a parking lot. Like, it's not like you're in some upscale fancy type of thing. And I've eaten at a lot of high-end hibachi places that if you served this there, brought it out to me on a plate, I would believe that it came from there. That is really good. I gotta put my fork down because I gotta get away from it. Alright. Sweet and sour chicken. Now, this is like your standard Chinese food fare. Every place serves sweet and sour chicken. It is a very popular order at every single place I've ever been to. Most people, when they're, I don't want to say basic, but like the most basic orders you get from Chinese food places, chicken with broccoli, pork fried rice, sweet and sour chicken, I see a lot of, especially at like Chinese buffets. I'm trying really hard not to spill because I'm the worst at that. And I got it in the bowl, so that's fine. Still in the bowl. So let's see, did we get enough chicken in here? It's got that beer batter. Not the beer batter, but that batter on the top. The batter's got a nice crunch to it. It's not chewy. And I'm getting chicken. Which a lot of times, I've gotten sweet and sour chicken where you're just biting into batter. But, same thing, it's not very greasy. A lot of times it's very fried, oily, greasy. And it has a little bit of crunch to it, but not enough that they overcooked it. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm getting chicken. The sweet and sour sauce is pretty, it tastes like no sweet and sour sauce that you get. The thing I'm more impressed with this is that there's actual chicken in there. There's actual crunch, actual consistency. I have no gripes so far. Now this, I might be a harsh judge on. This is the chicken wing. Chicken wings and French fries was like when I grew up, the hood spots and Chinese spots that I used to eat at. Chicken wings and French fries, I'm team drum, by the way. So we're gonna go straight for the drum. Passes the smell test, has that same, smell that you get when you get Chinese food chicken, but good crisp. Good crisp. A little more flavor than I'm used to. And I promise you, I paid for this. This is not like an ad. Like, I'm being honest. Good crunch on the skin. It has that same flavor that you get when you get Chinese food chicken. If you've ever had fried chicken from the Chinese food spot. But the flavor is a little bit stronger, which I'm kind of digging. And the skin is noticeably not greasy. That's the biggest underlying thing I'm getting from here, is that it's not as greasy as a lot of Chinese food places. I've said this, I've done one other Chinese food mukbang when they did it well, but a lot of Chinese food places that I've been to, very greasy, and I'm not a big fan when you get like the oily, you get in the bag, and the bag is like drenched in oil, it's almost coming out of the other side. That's usually what you get, but to me, you get what you pay for. But this has the same prices, and it still has the vibe of, not, of course it's fried, it's gonna have some grease to it, but not as greasy. Not as greasy at all. What are we saying? You know what I want to do? Yeah. Okay, look, if you don't do this as I drip on my carpet, my floor, doesn't matter. I took too big of a bite and I got a bone there. I know you're probably watching like this dude's face just lit up. When you add that salty with that sweet and sour, my goodness. You know, I wasn't really supposed to eat all this, but I'm eating a lot more than I thought I would. It's all over my face. Right here. I feel it. It's okay. That is good. This I'm interested in. Mongolian barbecued beef. I don't know what to expect because I've never had Mongolian barbecued beef. It has the same flavor to me as what I would expect from these, which are our boneless spare ribs. This is the first thing that I've had that I don't really see the hype. Good flavor, but it's the same. It tastes like a spare rib, but it's just beef to me. Like if you would have called this spare rib seasoned beef on stick, I'd believe you. Still good, but no, not overly chewy. It just, everything else had something where I was like, and I'm not getting that from this, but it's still good. I eat it, as you can see. But overall, so far, I've only got 2 things left to try, and I'm impressed with everything. You know, first thing you do with an egg roll, and I gotta test this. Does it have? It does. Test 1 pass. Now number 2, can't go condiments yet. I usually dip my egg rolls in sweet and sour or duck sauce. But you have to try it and see if the inside is soft. The other thing I noticed is the cabbage. You don't know egg rolls have that cabbage on the inside. It is not overly soggy. I'm actually getting like texture from the cabbage. You know, a lot of times this stuff is just like one big melting thing, so people don't realize there's cabbage in it. But you can see on the inside that there's a decent amount of texture still left in there. It's pretty good. Still tastes the same. The texture's big on egg rolls. Sometimes people fry them too much. Now this is what the real vibe is. What are we saying? I'm gonna tell you what, that sweet and sour sauce, it grows on you. Very quietly, I've eaten half of the thing. Well, half of it spilled in my tabletop, but you do get a mix of sweet, and a lot of times sweet and sour sauce just tastes like sweet, but I'm getting the sour too. Right at the end. I'm glad they gave me 2 of these. I do have an extra one. I think I'm just going to use that for something else. Like I'm eating like French fries and dip it in there. Last but not least, one of my favorite items from Chinese food places. I've been eating them since I was a kid. Boneless spare ribs. Let's see what we're working with. Now, I notice already, see that char right there? Usually don't see that. And I'm also noticing that there's not a lot of fat on here. A lot of times when I got boneless spare ribs, there's a huge fat layer where there's not fat, really. Whoa. Good char on there. I love char when it comes to like barbecue, spare ribs. There's a good char, a good bark. Let me see if I can get some of this with the rice. But it's on all of them too. It's not like they just burnt a piece. This is how they meant to cook them. Check it. And that char adds that flavor. Hey. The spare ribs are not chewy. They've got good bite. With that char, with that seasoning, the sweet seasoning, that is an A+ spare rib. Let me see something. I'm gonna see this soy garlic. Get on that rice. Stop. Nope. Oh, nope. Oh man. Come here. I'm done. That with that extra soy garlic, that garlic sauce. It's just, stop playing with my emotions. Honestly, I might get a bucket of this and a shovel and just eat it that way. Wow. Between that, with these, now, I don't know how they did it, because the 5-star rating with that many reviews, oh my goodness. I just spilled, there's ribs falling over me, I don't care. This many reviews in the 5-star rating, not common. When I saw 898, I was like, there's no way. I don't like to make definitive statements. I can't stop eating this. This is definitely one of the best that I've had. As far as straight up Chinese, excuse me. The smartest thing to do when you have to burp is to drink more soda, which will cause you to burp, by the way. Very smart by me. One of the best I've had. No, period. But period. I can't, it is really good. Between these dumplings. Just look at that. It reminds me of a pork bun. That texture, the amount of dumpling you get, the dough, and these cheese wontons. That is dangerous. I'm glad she put those in. I'm surprised. I don't really eat those. Haven't had a good experience with them. And the noodles, I'm going back through. Wow, man. Hold on. Holy. Can't curse. Get demonetized. And the sweet and sour is really even better the second time around. And the chicken. What am I doing right now? When you dip it in that sweet and sour, if you're gonna go here and you live in my area, make sure you get extra of that sweet and sour. I can't stop. I will never BS you. Other than these, which didn't wow me. They knocked it all out of the park. Like, I'm having a hard time stopping eating this. Got a lot of things planned for the week. Now, one of the reasons I did Chinese food is because I didn't know this, and I never do it with my family, but a lot of people order Chinese food on Christmas and around Christmas time. Maybe because some people like don't want to cook, so they do something delivery-wise. So when I heard that, I actually heard it in the mall today. I was like, yo, maybe I'll go pick up some Chinese food. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go on Grubhub and just go to the highest rated place because I didn't really necessarily have like a favorite Chinese food spot. But you know what? So far, I think I just found it. Wow. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. With that being said, I'm going to end it off the way we started it. That's an almond. You don't get rid of almonds here. I'm going to end it off the way I started. Because I'm nuts for nuts. That sounds horrible. Honestly, goated meal. Goated, hold on. They can keep these. All the rest of this, hands down, knocked it out of the park. And just believe me, if you ever visit New York City, or you visit my area, come see me, and come see them. It is an institution. Everybody I know who has gotten to the city, Manhattan, loves these. So when they put this in your, just trust me. Unless you have a nut allergy, do this. It's like candy. Goated meal, man. I'm so glad I did this. I figured instead of taking days off over the holidays, I love you guys so much. We're just gonna full send the content. Screw it. This is what it is. It's the holidays. It's time for giving. And since I don't know or can meet you guys in real life, I can give you more content at the very least. And that is my gift to you. I hope you all have a wonderful holidays, no matter what you celebrate. It is the season, and it has been great. And we will be back. I got some special reviews tomorrow. More content. It's coming, man. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love you. The hand signs have made it to YouTube. Look how far I am.